I'm like out of my body staring at my sleeping body, and I can see my sleeping body actively struggling, hyperventilate. Human beings are in fact capable of all becoming like one divine mental consciousness.
A bunch of aliens doing like surgery on me, and they were like speaking a whole like complex language.
He mixed them with animal DNAs to create certain races of aliens. No matter how advanced the tool gets, it can never really replace the creator. I consider like software spirits.
Hello, and welcome back to Get Off the Internet, the podcast where we attempt to disconnect in order to connect. As always, I am your host, Naana Jane. So today we have a very special guest whose bio I was requested to read in a Game of Thrones voice. I have never seen Game of Thrones, so I don't actually know what that means, but here goes nothing. Dodzi, aveh, poet, rapper, performer, artist, agbenoxervi, formerly known as Who is Deji. They're one of the founding members of the Hakpanya collective. So yeah, I don't know, give me a rating for how you think I did on the Game of Thrones voice. But yeah, so today is actually a throwback episode that I filmed when I was in Ghana this summer with a dear friend of mine, Dodzi. Dodzi is a unicorn. They are a Gen Z person who didn't like spend their whole childhood on the internet. They actually went outside and played in the dirt. So yeah, it was very fascinating to interview them. Dodzi also has a master's in theater arts. So the episode was actually originally meant to be about theater arts and the impact of the internet and technology on that, but it went in a whole other different direction in the best way possible. So buckle up, children, because you're up for a ride. We really go into it in this episode. We talk about AI and technology, of course, but we also go into aliens, the meaning of life, or what we think happens after life. Dodzi tells us a story of when they astral projected, and we talk about African mythology. We talk about a whole bunch of stuff. We also there is a brief mention of suicide and like mental health. We briefly speak about suicide and mental health. So if that's not something you feel that you're ready to hear about, you can just skip over that. I'll leave a timestamp below of the part that will be in. But yeah, I think it is important to, talk about all the realities of all the things. So yeah, if you're able to watch this episode on video, I would really recommend doing that because I feel like the scenery and just all the sounds of nature really like fit in with the conversation. And yeah, I'm really grateful to Dodzi for sitting down with me and being willing to be so open and everything. And yeah, so please don't forget to support this podcast. As always, leave me a 5-star review on Spotify, subscribe on YouTube, listen and rate on Apple Music. You can also follow Get Off the Internet on Instagram and TikTok. All of that will be linked down below. And yeah, so without further ado, here's the episode. Enjoy. You weren't an internet baby.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I played the bushes. I could chase rats and wrestle with lizards.
You're a real child. So tell me, what was your first memory of the internet?
Internet first memory. I cannot remember my very, 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 very first one, but like one of the earliest memories I have was when I was in like GHS class 6, around that time, probably primary school, maybe 4, 5, 6. My dad used to take me to this office sometimes after school, and like there was like a computer in the office with internet, and I would just go online to www.miniclip.com.
Mini clip.
Yeah, and I'll play like, it was like online games, online arcade games.
Nice.
Yeah, and those days like computer gaming was like the ish, because we had these old big ass keyboards, and when you're hitting them, it's like,
Oh, yes, I remember that.
yeah. But like these days, if I try and game on my laptop, I could destroy it, because if I get too into it,
Then.
yeah. So I have like a vintage keyboard, USB keyboard that I connect, and then I can.
You do all the bashing you would. Wow, okay, great. And so, like, social media, how did you get into that? And, like, how was that to become a part of your life, your art?
The first one ever, WhatsApp. No, sorry, Facebook.
Facebook, yeah.
Yeah, when Facebook came, like all the cool kids in school were on Facebook.
How old were you?
The time Facebook was started being a thing, I think I was in like JHS 1 or so.
Okay, so
JHS
that's
1,
the
JHS
first.
2.
Okay, so junior high school.
Yeah,
That's like-
so let me see. Wait, let me calculate.
So because I went to a British school, so we just had like year 1 to 13.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you school in Ghana.
Yeah.
JHS 1 is like year 7
Okay.
to like, yeah, so from somewhere say year 7 to year 8, around, so between 7, 8, 9, Facebook became very popular and accessible. But like first when it came, it was just like the rich kids. They were like, oh, I have a Facebook page. I have a Facebook page. But like, it's very interesting how like fast, like within a short period of time, we were all on Facebook. Like first when it came, it didn't care like about numbers, like how many followers friends you had, how many people were interacting with you. Just the fact that like we have a Facebook page and you get a chance to check it once a month when you have enough coins to go to like the internet cafe and
Internet cafes, oh my god.
you accept friend requests.
Wow.
You send new friend requests out. You go and like, you go and comment, you go and poke people. Like, can I swear on this podcast?
Yeah, why not?
Like, what the fuck was that? Like, poking?
I
Like,
don't even know.
Mark Zuckerberg is weird. Like,
For real.
no, you come online, it's like someone has poked you, and at a point, it became, oh, look at the cat.
So cute.
For those of you who can see, there's like a black mother cat, and then a black elder
Very cute.
sibling
Oh,
cat,
that just
and then
fell.
a black youngest kitten cat, like, and they're all just playing, and then the youngest one
Kitten
is,
cat.
yeah, like, let's say, oh yeah, like, Nipa Kola. Yeah.
Nice.
He's jumping, and she's jumping, and then now the mother has 10 hands, is licking her, and it's a beautiful thing to see.
Seriously.
Yes.
I wonder what cats would be like on social media. I feel like they would be like slay queens.
Whoa, people
Right.
watch cat memes and cat videos. We are watching them
That's
live.
true though. We're watching live cat memes.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah.
So Facebook, that was like Facebook.
Okay. Nice.
The blue, and then soon the other skin.
How old were you at that point?
This was like from like 16, 17, 18.
Okay, so like it was kind of later in life that you started.
like
I'm so
after
jealous.
high school into uni.
For us, like in primary school, in year 2, we literally had like typing class. So
Oh no, we had ICT classes
Oh, okay.
that we used to go to, but it wasn't from as early as year 2 then. And but like, yeah. But the funny thing is, I'm a very horrible typer. Like, I type so slowly.
Really?
Typing, as much as the stress that's for it to be a necessary skill, like, it's like the most useless computer skill ever.
Are you one? That's not true. Well, for a writer, that's like the most useful skill ever. You get to save so much time.
Not really.
How? If you're like typing a whole like
'Cause
novel or short story.
Technology has advanced. I can easily type out my novel and short stories on my phone quickly with just two fingers.
No, it's not the same. Well, for me,
No, maybe I feel like you have sentimental attachments to the activity of
It's true,
typing
because
because some people find it stress releasing.
No, it's kind of. I feel like typing is my favorite part because I don't really like staring at the screen for a long time. But like it's like therapeutic.
But when you're typing, per the way they were teaching us, best ways is like you're supposed to be staring at the screen and not the keyboard. So your fingers are supposed to know the
It's true
position of
though.
all the
Oh no,
letters.
but like I'm able to, what do you call it, like blind type. Yeah, like I can type from, I don't know, from memory.
Secretariat.
Yeah, but please tell me you're not one of those people that does this.
No. I do like.
Oh, okay, then that's still better. Yeah.
Sometimes I even flex and use like one hand.
Oh. So you have a bachelor's in theater arts, right? Yeah. So
And a master's too. Don't
and a
forget.
master. Sorry,
Yeah.
I knew you had a master's. I wasn't sure if it was like the exact same title though.
Different.
So how do you feel that the internet is impacting the performing arts? Do you think it's benefiting it or kind of hurting it in a way?
Yes and no. One thing I have found very fascinating about performance as an art is how quickly it evolves out of like the current society's need and reason for performance. Like if you study throughout history, like, and even if like you go to theater school and you're learning, they'll talk to you about like the different eras of theater, and at some point it was labeled as profane. At some point, mainstream theater was dedicated to a particular deity. At some point, it became more secular.
Okay.
At some point, it got into the church.
Oh,
And
okay. So it was part of like.
Yeah, it's literally the people's way of life.
Okay.
And so at different times as society evolved, when society is say heavily druid, theater will like for Western societies, theater was like embedded in like druid rituals and was about like I've forgotten the name of that. There's this old English heroic character from one of those fables. I've forgotten the name, but then you look at Greek, like the Odyssey and all of that.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it was stories about heroes and legends and then the tragedies and all those things. Then on the Western side, that evolved later when everything became very Christian during the Roman Empire and all of that. It became Christianity. And for some time, theater was like outlawed because it came from traditions that dedicated to like the Roman god Bacchus.
Okay.
So for some time it was outlawed until they found this way in the church. And it's like, it's performance. So it's like at points where it's killed for a specific reason, it rises up again for another reason. So like, with regards to the internet and performance, I feel like one thing that has shaped the way performance has and is evolving, which we are not even noticing as like theater scholars here, is if we look at what happened during the pandemic. And like as a theater practitioner, I was hit hard by COVID. Like this is the way COVID happened. I had just finished my bachelor's degree and I was doing my national service as like a teaching assistant at the University of Ghana Theatre Arts Department.
Okay.
And then the pandemic just started in like the second semester. So we had to switch to doing classes on Zoom. And around that time, the pandemic came to Ghana in March. In February, I had just like staged my very first like theater piece
Okay.
I had created, and it was like this pidgin English performance experiment. So we ended up creating like Ghana's first like experimental like pidgin theater piece, and it was like mixed media.
I would love to have seen that.
I have to check my archives. I should have everything on recording. But it was like mixed media. So at a point, there's like the action on stage pauses and continues to like a movie projected. And it was very, very like matrixy, me and my stuff. But right after that, like I felt like I was untouchable. Like this was it because like I've just come out of school. and I've staged my first play. It was like, script, very experimental, and we had a full house. And like, my PR system was working. I forwarded the information to bloggers I know, and it was all over on the internet, like Ghana's first, blah, 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 with my name there. And I was like, fuck it, yeah, this is it. And the pandemic hits. And like, I had paid ahead for like certain theater spaces for us to now. So the plan was every month we were going to stage it somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah. And some of those theater spaces, like it's Accra, and aside from the main national theater where we did the first one, most of the others were smaller experimental spaces, and some of them were not even like theater spaces, but like other creative spaces. I was like trying to further the experiments by like taking theater to like non-traditional theater spaces.
Okay.
But like some of those venues closed down and then like never opened after.
You weren't able to get your money back? What? They should refund you.
Who is going to refund me? Where's the person? Bro, we thought the world was ending. So yeah, then I got depressed and so many things. But one thing I did notice was during that period, a lot of things switched to like virtual performances.
Okay.
And
how, like on Zoom or what?
People were getting creative.
Okay.
Some of them were doing like they'll get the actors to meet up in a remote studio and shoot live and stream. I remember like in Ghana, Ebo White did that, and the comedy boys, Foster Romanus and Co, Clementus Arias, they also did a play like that.
Wow.
And there was this interesting thing I partook in that happened by a group in South Africa.
Okay.
And they did a play in like a WhatsApp group chat.
How?
So you see how you have a group chat and WhatsApp has like a certain where you can do only admins can chat. So all the cast are the admins and they send an invite link around. Yeah. And so when it's a time, the play starts. So the first person just comes in and it's like types their message. Or maybe we'll send a voice note.
So it was all through like message and voice. So it's not a video clip.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes. And it's like, when I experienced that, I was like, we can take this thing further and do like an immersive experience like that. And it would be nice to experiment with like other like performers who would be interested and have them like incorporate like meme culture to the dialogue.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, like somebody is being sneaky and they find like some popular meme or something. And it was just a thought. But like, again, I was depressed, didn't have the resources like small boy like me. And another idea I had was like, I was looking at a play that can be completely staged in June.
Okay.
With all the actors in their different locations. And it's an idea.
That would be cool.
It's an idea I'm willing to work. I found the perfect play to adapt.
Okay.
And it fits the time then, but once again, I couldn't do it.
I mean, I'm sure you can find a new...
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I can still do that play, like...
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it just has like 4 characters.
I feel like even though the pandemic is over, people are still like, more accustomed.
Another pandemic will come.
Don't say that.
Why?
Don't say that.
You don't want another pandemic?
I mean, okay, honestly, the pandemic was the best time of my life. Because I don't really like people that much. But I mean, obviously, like, the quarantine was the best time of my life. But like, obviously, I didn't people were dying.
Ooh, yes. Another good thing the pandemic gave us, in terms of like social media and like performance-wise, is TikTok. And TikToks are hilarious. Like, it brought out the star actors and people. Like, people realized that they could have been in Hollywood movies. Like, and people became millionaires from that shit. Like, that black Italian guy who doesn't say anything. Like, I don't understand.
Black Mr. Bean.
And there's this particular guy I have noticed, this white British guy. He does these very weird TikToks where it's like he's acting. It's like he's acting like a shy gay person playing a character.
Okay, I haven't seen this.
Oh, he has this one he did where it's like sperm cells inside a woman's body looking for the egg, only for them to realize that like they are not in like her vagina, they are in her mouth.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, I think I've.
You seen that guy with a
I think
weird
I've seen
costume?
that, yeah.
And he used to do like Bible ones, Noah, and then there are some of the animals on the ark, Jesus, and things like that. Apparently now he does live shows in the UK. So
cool.
he launched a theater career of TikTok.
That's amazing.
People are paying to see him live because they find his shit hilarious, and like he scripts everything himself and acts it, that designs his costumes.
But like, do you think that the authenticity of theater is being like, what's the word? Like, is being taken away by this new medium?
I don't think it's the new medium, because if we would want to talk about authenticity, like the most popular theater, can get a show for saying this.
Say it.
Can you? You haven't launched the podcast. You want drama. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that if you want to talk about authenticity, the most popular place in Ghana, like our biggest theater practitioner, the most popular name, his works would fall short of that authenticity if we are going to be very, 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 very honest.
Okay.
Like, if I'm to like critique his work from like a purely like academic point of view, I'm sorry, it's very horrible.
I mean, but was that before or after the social media
Before. Like, this is the way he has always been.
Okay.
He is, like, the writing can be improved, before the directing too can be improved, and like, because he writes and he directs, so like any errors that were done in writing that a different mind of a different director could correct through their directing, that isn't done. And his actors are not the best actors all the time. So in terms of like the production has more like aesthetic value than like qualitative content value from like academic theatrical point of view. But like at the end of the day, he sells out.
Okay.
And like people love him. They love what they are doing.
So you're trying to say that it doesn't take the internet to take the authenticity.
Quality would rise and fall.
Yeah, quality.
But the word of God will stand together. You Charlie, he know they around though. Yeah, he know they. I don't know. Since I come today, I don't see him. But you go feel the inside. Yeah. So it's not going to take the internet to ruin the quality. And I feel like if you look at history, in terms of what we refer to as quality, it diminishes, and then what's the opposite of diminish? Is it replenish?
Replenish? I don't know.
Okay, yeah, replenish. You see the British education, it diminishes and replenishes. And it's on. Like, yeah. And part of it has to do with like what we as a society value. And so like, as much as when I was like younger, when I say younger, I mean like between 2 years to a few months ago, because I do every day. I used to really like heavily critique his work a lot.
Okay.
And
what's his name, or you don't want to name him?
Oh, everybody knows him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's our uncle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Oh wait, do I know who you're talking about?
You might know. So you don't know what I'm talking about?
I might know. I don't know.
Yeah. You find out when you're editing.
Whoa.
No, you know, he's like our uncle. Yeah. So
wait, is fire involved?
I don't know what you're talking about because I do not follow his place.
Okay. It's okay.
My whole life, I have seen just 2 of his plays.
Okay.
The very first one, like I'm a theater baby. Like I started acting when I was like 3 years.
Aww.
Yeah.
Wow, you really weren't on the computer.
Yeah, when I was so acting, I was like chasing rats and wrestling with lizards in the bush.
so jealous.
And like, if I show my legs, I have a lot of scars. I used to critique him a lot.
Okay.
But the older I get, I realize that like, it's something I had learned in school, just that like, it was probably my blind side and I couldn't see it like beyond my ego and all of that. Because like, I said I was a theater baby. This show was like a family business.
Right.
And so like, I was on national theater stage when I was in like class 3.
Wow.
So I felt like the world was mine. Like I didn't give a shit. So I was very up there in my head. But like I do realize that like the works of the time and like the most popular works of the time are a reflection of what the current society is. So if like we have works where they are still towing the line of like tribal stereotypes and like using like ethnic bigotry for jokes and shit like that, like
bigotry.
yes,
Like within the Ghanaian tribes.
yeah,
Okay.
for like very crass jokes.
What kind of ethnic bigotry is
Oh,
there?
in every play, there's always going to be that person with
like the
other
okay.
accent
Oh,
who is
right,
always
so
going to do juju.
It's harmless though, right?
And it's very harmful actually.
Oh.
Yeah, he's always going to do juju and
Like
then
yeah.
Jesus and then the power of the church will defeat him all the time. Like you are picking one tribe and stereotyping everyone, like your characters on that tribe you are portraying in the media to like be practicing their traditional religion in a manner in which in your play the traditional religion represents darkness, the devil, and pitch it against your religion, Christianity. I don't know if you get me.
No, I understand, and like people take on that. Yeah, because actually when I first moved to Ghana, people were always telling me, yeah, like the Volta region, it's
even what's happening with like,
region.
but it's the most beautiful place.
Like it really is. But like beware of
Bro, it should be where everywhere.
Exactly.
It should be where everywhere.
Exactly.
Isn't all this Accra that they said Christmas, we see plenty people in town, you know why?
Why?
They said trees and animals all turn into human beings and come to Accra to come and do Christmas shopping.
Hey, that sounds fun. You know, these days we have AI models and whatnot. Do you think there'll come a time when there's literally like robots acting in theater plays?
I mean, even with AI now, like, let's be honest, how do we fucking put it? The people who are creating AI are using a marketing like tactic to overestimate what the technology is capable of.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean,
there is nothing intelligent about like artificial intelligence.
I mean, but
it's not intelligent.
I mean, but it's gonna get there yet. It's not intelligent yet. But
yes, and
we're well on the way.
What is going to get it there is the human element. At the end of the day, there's a certain spark of creativity that is humankind. Because like with all the AI ads apps they are doing now, like you have to feed it with information. It's not capable of generating the information on its own. So if you're using like an AI generator to create art based on the prompts you type into it, it basically does like a Google search and finds like art that fits those prompts and uses like Photoshop and tools like that to like piece things together. So at the end of the day, it's like the technology is still going to need a human element behind it to operate it.
But what happens if we're able to replicate that spark?
I mean, when we are able to replicate it, then we'll know what happens. In the meantime, I doubt we'll be able to replicate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like it's impossible actually. That's what I believe. We'll come back from the commercial break.
Yeah, so we took a commercial break. So yeah, as we were discussing, we were discussing like what that missing element that you can't replicate in a robot is. And would you say that's a spirit?
In a way, I'll say like there's different levels to spirits. In a way, I feel like this thing is going
Okay, yeah, let's not lean on it.
In a way, I consider like software spirits, like I mentioned earlier. Like, yeah, but it's like if you look at robots, software, that line of creation, they feel more like tools rather than like a creator. So you might want to call it spirits, but I feel it is that creator element.
You mean that the machine itself is a creator?
No, the machine is
Or
a tool,
is a tool?
and the man is a
Is a
creator.
man is a creator? Okay.
So it's like no matter how advanced the tool gets, it can never really replace the creator, because the creator is not just like the one who provides the mechanical process through which like the creature comes into being or the creation exists, but the one with like the design and vision.
Right.
Yeah, the one with the ability to forge out something from nothing.
Yeah.
Like you create something from the abstract and make it like tangible.
Right.
Machines can do that to a certain extent, but it still needs this creator to create a little something to put inside it to be created into more something. So at the end of the day, the truth is, no matter how technology advances, the tool can never replace the creator. If anything,
Right.
the development of the tool, like the tool evolving, the evolution of the tool is to like assist the creator to execute their creative vision in like a more advanced way.
But then the thing is with machines is that we're building them in a way so that they can kind of start learning on their own, you know?
I don't think we are building them.
Machine learning.
I don't think we are building them that way per se. I feel like part of it is a marketing tactic. Like we tend to have like tech companies overselling
Okay.
the functionality of the technology to create excitement about it.
So you don't think technology can like evolve on its own?
No. I
No.
feel technology needs a human being, a creator, to design its next step of evolution.
Okay, but for example, you could say with humans, some people believe in God. So you could say that God created us in a certain way, and then through evolution, we ourselves have like, you know, passed down certain traits through our DNA, but God hasn't necessarily like, you know, like maneuvered us through that. Yeah.
Yes, I would agree in the sense that like say when human beings were discovering fire, electricity, the wheel, creating mobile phones and cars and clothes and things like that, God did not descend down
Yeah.
and teach us how to do these things.
Yeah, exactly.
We figured it out by fucking around with the things on the planet that we found. Yes. My thing is, I don't see technology as having the ability to fuck around with like things in its environment like that to create something new without
Okay.
prompts being imputed by a
So
human
they don't have
being.
that like that natural curiosity.
Exactly.
Or
Like at the end of the
exploration.
day, all the adjectives from when we first started talking and now curiosity, exploration, if you see, those are all adjectives of like what I would like to call like the human element, like
Okay.
that thing that separates man from machine.
Okay.
Like that thing in man that man is constantly trying to replicate, that man has still not been able to like replicate in other living organisms.
But do you ever realize that we're kind of trying to do the same thing that God did when they created us?
Yeah, and it's interesting because when you look at that And it's like you look at it on a grander scheme of things, you find that like there are a lot of spiritual traditions which explain like the whole theory of existence and creation as God unmaking themselves.
God unmaking.
Yes, like there's this concept I was discussing with a friend, and it's from I've forgotten the book and the author's name, Jesus Christ. But it basically talks about like God as this one all-powerful being that existed at a point.
Omnipotent.
Yeah, and the being decided to cease to exist. So in this process of killing itself and committing suicide, the universe came into being.
Whoa.
So the whole point of our life is we are dying. Our life and everything we see is gradually dying out.
That actually makes sense.
If you would look at it from a scientific perspective, it sort of sounds like a spiritual explanation to the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
It's like there was this explosion and everything came into being, and everything's lifespan is them slowly dying. Like you are living to die.
Yeah, because even the earth itself
Is dying.
Yes. I don't know if the universe is dying.
I believe the universe is dying too.
If we're all made of the same stuff.
Like stars have life cycles.
Yeah.
A time is going to come. I don't know if it's going to be even maybe in 1 trillion years or whatever, but our sun as a star is going to run out of juice.
Yeah.
And like die.
Yeah.
And life would not be able to go on this planet.
Ooh,
and
did you know that most of the stars you see at night are already dead?
Yeah, the whole concept
That's
of
so
light,
trippy.
yes, like it fucks me up. Like it shows how minute we are, because it's like, bro, like the first time I ever grasped what a light year was.
What is a light year actually?
So
how long is a light year?
So it's very relative. So you know how fast the speed of light is?
No.
So how will I explain this? Like everything you see, it's not happening in the exact moment you see it. You are able to see because your eye captures the light around the object for you to and creates an image.
Yeah,
now
and it takes like a split second.
So the speed of light is like the speed, like a split second, that it takes light to reach from one point to another. Now a light year, when they are mentioning it in terms of like cosmic distance, 1 light year means that whatever light source it is you are seeing is so far that from this distance you are seeing it the way it was a year ago.
Wow.
So, and like light is fast because you turn on a touch, pill, it's there.
Yeah.
So that's what the fucking light year is. And then they say the sun is like how many light years from Earth? And then I'm like, what? So the sun could like die today and like we go fill them in. So
I really hope that. No, it'll take like 1 billion years though. Like it'll take billions and billions of years for the sun to run out. I really hope that doesn't happen while I'm on Earth, because
we don't know how long.
Like,
well, scientists are able to estimate how long it has been burning for and how long it has left. But yeah.
Like, no, but can you actually imagine just like one day suddenly fire starts falling from the sky, and then I guess it would suddenly go dark. It would suddenly start going dark. Everything would set on fire.
And Earth is going to start floating away into space. And it's not just going to go dark. It's going to go dark and freeze. Because the sun is also a source of heat.
Oh my God.
So Earth is going to just become like a floating comet in space.
I mean, yeah, they made films about this, you know, like Armageddon and stuff.
Yeah. But that's just how small we are in the grand scheme of things. We are these tiny, we are basically like an atom. And
that's so terrifying, because to us, like, we are the center of the universe.
Yeah, but our planet is a fucking atom. Yeah. Bro. And what makes this even more trippy is I came across a book titled Black Root Science, and It was written by this guy. I've forgotten his name, but it was basically written from like internet tabloid conversations between like some truth seekers and then this like shaman from like a southern African tribe.
Okay.
And it's basically like the tribe's religion is like a very secluded cult which has oral traditions dating back to like the dawn of time.
Okay,
And
whoa.
includes like rituals and rites that they
What's
have
the name
been.
of the tribe?
I've forgotten. I'll
Okay.
have to check
Okay,
all of these
yeah, no
things.
worries.
But like the story sounds very familiar. Anyone who would Google some of the things I'm saying will find it because like it was quite popular. The name of the book is Black Root Science. You'll find it. And like basically these cults are able to like tell their origin from like even the like previous planets we were on
Wait,
before we
what?
came here. Yeah, like
As for that one, I don't know.
no, so their story starts by saying that in the beginning, the concept we refer to as God was each and every one of us existing as like
Yeah.
one unified being. Is it? They had a term for it, was it united consciousness or universal consciousness? Some fucking like
Collective unconscious? No.
yeah, something like that. Like and
that got meta.
it's similar to the suicide story, but with this one, we decided to experience life. And what happens is like a planet, like it's like the people on a planet all reach this spiritual level where they all unite and form this entity. And then when they decide to experience life again, then creation happens, and so everything becomes a small seed.
But what makes them decide to experience life again?
I don't know, when we get there, where we will see.
Okay.
It's like a small seed, and poof, it explodes. And it starts with like the very first planet where they put animals there, plants. It talks into detail about how they did that. And then like the very first black race of 1,000,000,006,000,000 people were put on a planet. And then they said these are ancestors were like super human black people. Like we had advanced abilities. We could jump higher, live longer, fly, not fly, sorry, but like see
Carried
far,
away.
hear far,
Yeah.
yeah, and like yeah, there were a lot of like society was very orderly. Like everybody had a place, and there was a lot of like. It felt like a beehive or an ant nest. Everyone had a place, and then the moment you are dying, a replacement has already been birthed.
Oh, damn.
Like, and you were still honored and all of that, like, and so it's like that's how they began repopulating the universe.
So even when we were all God, we still died.
Yeah, I see it as a yin and yang thing, life and death.
Yeah.
But the thing that intrigued me about the story was it said this earth we are on is like the third one. So it's like when it reaches 1,000,000,006,000,000, then like a group of people are sent off to another planet. So this earth is like
Which is what's happening with Mars, like the Mars 100 mission.
I have no idea, but I don't really trust Elon Musk.
So-
His cars are faulty,
I don't think.
and he's
is
trying
it-
to put.
I don't know if it's Elon Musk though, but it's been happening for like quite a
Is
few
it a
years. They're trying
SpaceX
to
thing?
to
or
find.
SpaceX?
No,
is
not
Elon.
SpaceX. It's called Mars 100. Like
Mm.
they want to send 100 people from Earth to
Mars.
Mars. Yeah, from different countries, and like super normal people have like volunteered to do it. Like parents, like athletes, people that you wouldn't expect. And when they're up there,
Would you go
they're
to
not.
Mars?
Oh hell no. I mean, like, unless the Earth started like rotting, and if I got the
The Earth
chance,
has started
sure.
rotting.
I mean, but like like rotting to the point that like fires falling from the sun and stuff. then like I'd be like, why not? But like they can't have sex up there because like they don't have the tools
I'm not going.
to.
Fuck no.
they don't have the tools to take care of babies and.
Yeah, like can't you like euthanize everyone?
Why would you do that?
I know, like, if I had to, like, get my balls cut and then go to Mars, I'll go, like... I don't want to make fucking Mars babies, but, like...
If not, euthanize, castrate.
No, I mean, like, not cut it
Euthanize is
off.
when you kill someone.
Oh, sorry. Jesus Christ. Me, I wouldn't go to Mars.
You wouldn't go to Mars? Why? Like, even if the sun was melting Earth?
Oh, no, me, I'm ready to die, okay? I'm comfortable.
Really?
If this is it, I
want to live to, like, at least 100.
Hey,
Yeah.
you see things.
Because, like...
Society is degrading.
Like dying seems boring. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Exactly. That's the point.
Yeah. If it's better after, sure, I wouldn't mind, but we'll never know.
We don't know whether it's better or worse after. We just know
or
that
nothing. Yeah.
there's an after.
Yeah.
Like, there's a point we'll no longer be here, which is fine. Like,
It's fine with you.
no, I feel like we should all be fine with it.
But it's
Because from the moment you are born, like, the only thing you are sure of from the start is one day you will die.
death and taxes, yeah.
No, even taxes, like,
So some people can evade that, but
I don't want to talk about taxes.
Someone not paying their taxes.
No, of the Ghanaian government. Then
Oh God, yeah.
then the
That's
food,
like
there's a tax on every
that
fucking
one,
thing.
yeah.
Very soon we'll do the talking about tax.
Yo, I literally had to pay to check the balance of my bank account the other day. Like, what is happening?
Wait, is it a Ghanaian bank account?
Yeah.
You have to pay to check.
I had to pay to check the balance.
How?
1 city, 50 pesos.
Like on your phone or?
No, like on the ATM machine.
Oh wow! Hey, Accra. Hey, Jesus fucking
Yeah.
Christ. Anyway, the story. Third Earth. They came here, and for some time, everything was good until one of them. Like, these were perfect beings. They had never experienced any imperfection. Who was like a scientist doing experiments, like DNA experiments, decided to create like what they refer to as imperfection.
Why? He messed everything up.
No, yeah, he just wanted to experience what the other side was.
Yeah.
And so they say he did like rogue human DNA experiments and ended up creating like the white man. And
Which was the imperfection?
Yuba, and they said this happened about 4,000 years ago,
Okay.
and that scientist, superhuman black scientist who did that, if I tell you the name that they refer to him in their oral tradition, he has two names. You will not believe.
What is it?
The first name is Yakub.
Okay.
The second one is Yahweh.
Okay.
Yakub is like Jacob.
Yeah.
Yakubu. Yeah, so they say he fucked everything up.
But if a black man, okay, yeah, I guess like superhuman black man
So,
invented the white man.
no, for them to
then,
for them to experience imperfection, what happened was all the black people then were put into a process referred to as self-forgetfulness, for us to forget who we are. And we've been dying.
They did a bit too well.
We've been dying and reincarnating ever since. And then they claim that there's exactly 1,000,000,000,000 black people, like
Okay.
black people on Earth now
Earth.
that are the original people.
Whoa.
And
What if we're one of them?
no, me, I believe if there's any black originals, I am. Cause like when I sleep and dream, the shit I see.
Yo, same though.
Yeah, but it was an interesting read, and like they have explanations for almost every fucking thing. How sound was created, how this was created, and like they talk about aliens, and then they give different classifications of aliens, and basically they say these aliens are part of like Yakub's experiments.
Okay.
That when he was experimenting with human DNA, at a point he mixed them with animal DNAs to create certain races of aliens, and so they are on other planets and they are aware of this thing that we have forgotten, this knowledge. They are aware of it. And so the reasons aliens keep coming to this planet to abduct humans and animals is to try and complete the DNA, because they are becoming infertile.
Okay.
So they are trying to figure out how to fix their DNA thing. So
okay.
he's saying that society used to be very, 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 very advanced until like 4,000 years ago, when this self-forgetfulness thing happened. And then
Wow.
the white man took over. And the time for the white man is coming to an end. And the truth would be revealed and some cosmic superpower shit like that.
I
So
want to be there for that.
I don't even know if that's true, but like it was an interesting read, and I was just like, oh wow,
So what do you think of aliens, though? You think they're real?
yeah.
Yeah. Have you had any alien dreams?
What do you mean by
I mean, like, for example, like, I had a dream that was, like, super vivid and trippy about basically, like, a bunch of aliens doing, like, surgery on me. And they were, like, speaking a whole, like, complex language and everything. And it was so weird to me because, like, you know, like, you would think that maybe, oh, I had just watched something that made that come
Were
to
you
mind.
on
But,
any
like,
substances?
nothing. No,
You were
like, I was
sober?
completely sober. And, like, I hadn't even, like, watched anything or, like, read anything remotely to do with that.
when you woke up, were there like any scars on you?
No, but I mean, they probably found a way to like cover it
Yeah,
up by
we
now.
don't know their technology.
I don't think it's like necessarily
thinking.
a physical stop. I don't think it's necessarily a physical surgery though. You know.
Wow, they've harvested your DNA, so
Stop. No, but I think they're quite friendly. Like I don't think we should be scared of them. Yeah.
I mean, me, you can just ask. Like my genes are good. I'll give you some. Like I don't want kids, but like I'll give you some just to fuck around. Like
Have some alien babies.
no, when you say that, you are implying like alien sex. And
Oh whoa.
I do not know if my sexual like fluidity flows into
Flows
the
that
cosmos
far,
like that.
yeah.
Like what are we talking about?
I'd have an interspecies relationship.
Bro, I feel like if the aliens come and then they have like fucking tentacles, like the Japanese would love them. I'm sorry.
You've been watching too much anime.
Bro, anyway.
Anyway, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
So you said, or you want? Are you finished? or you're
Aliens,
not
I feel
finished?
like aliens. The reason I feel aliens exist is have you heard about the Sirius B mystery? So there's a star in the sky, like the Western people refer to it as Sirius, and it's visible with the naked eye. Next to it is another star which is not visible with the naked
Okay.
eye. It wasn't until like recently when scientists discovered like their recent high-powered telescopes that they could see that. But prior to that, when the Western people came in contact with, there's this secluded, these days they are not so secluded, tribe in like Mali called the Dogon. And their oral tradition has like a lot of like information on like the cosmos and other planets and shit like that. And in their oral tradition, they identified a star that is now known as Sirius B in the sky next to Sirius. They could like they knew it was there because they said there's a planet there, and so many thousands and whatever years ago, beings came from that planet, which they refer to them as the Numo. And the Numo were these amphibious beings. So when they come, they live in the water.
Okay.
And they basically like taught them things and created things for them and gave them shit and things like that. So they worship them as like a pantheon of deity. And they said, that is the Numo's planet in there, and then they'll come again. And like these people knew this without a telescope, that star existed, and then this was their association to it. And there are all these lapses in like ideas of myths and oral traditions from across Africa. And like what makes the Dogon story interesting is that it's sort of based on that like they did the whole Aliens versus Predators movie franchise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. Have you?
Yeah, it's basically two races of aliens that come to Earth every supposedly something years to come and hunt each other down. Yeah. And humans get caught in the midst of it.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like if you enter like ancient Mesopotamia, they had their deities like the Anunnaki, and like Greek and Roman mythology had their deities like what's the name? Like basically the 12 Olympians, like the Greek and Roman deities, Zeus, Jupiter,
yeah.
and things. And if you cross-check what those myths say, and then them like basically coming on Earth to fuck women and giving birth to these
Oh.
demigods like Hercules,
okay,
and
yeah,
then, those people, Hercules and Perseus and those motherfuckers. If you compare that to what from the Christo Judaic tradition says about like the fallen angels coming down with to have children, then Nephilim, and they were the heroes of old and things like that. It's probably Hercules and Co that they were referring to as the Nephilim that they sent the West Flood killed. But you even come to Africa here in Ghana, I cannot remember exactly which one, but there's one particular ethnic group in their oral tradition on how they came, like migration, where they came from to Ghana. They trace it all the way to a point where they said, at a point, they came from the sky in a metal pan. Yeah, like that's like our ancestors fucking describing like a flying saucer.
Oh my god.
Like somebody come and damn them.
Yo.
Bro. Yeah, and like it's interesting because even the accounts, when they trace, at a point, the myth gets divided and it gets to a certain place which says they came from like Bonomanso, and it's basically like a big spiritual hole in the ground.
Okay.
And the original accounts were not very tall people. But they were not.
They're still not very tall.
Yes.
Or they were like.
They were not as short as like the pygmies of Central Africa,
Okay.
but they were getting there. Yeah, they weren't very tall people, but history like has it that like they were forest dwellers and very good fighters. So they started by like kidnapping women from like the northern tribes that were taller. Like your people were
My people.
your people were giants. Like they were long.
Damn.
They were longer
That's
human
why we're
beings
so
because
tall.
exactly like you people descend from tribes that were directly from the ancient Ghana Empire
Okay.
and were originally like desert travelers. Like there's stories of like at the decline of those empires, warriors were sent to come here and raid and get people. And then the warriors come and then they realize this is a fertile place. The people are not very strong. And my country is fucking dying anyway. Like, fuck it. And then they decide to like
not?
stay and like conquer the people and intermarry with them. And it's out of those that like some of the northern tribes came about.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so like your people were like tall people, skilled travelers. Yeah. And my people were water people.
What's up, people?
Yeah. We were at the coast along the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so there's all these tiny accounts of aliens across.
That's so great.
Even ancient Egypt, not to cut you, like
Oh no.
Amon-Ra, the sun god.
Okay.
Like, yeah, the whole idea of a humanoid figure descending from the sun and then the sky is coming down to the earth in some sort of flying contraption.
Yo.
Bro,
I feel like something like that is coming, honestly.
I feel like there's already contact. It's just on the hush.
Yeah.
Because
for
my
sure.
kid brother claims he has seen a fucking flying saucer in the sky here in
Yeah.
Ghana. Yeah, I cannot doubt his claim, but like, I haven't seen one, bro. And, you should ask your parents about this, because my mom has go to, so she was telling me there's this place in Norway where they've built like a model spaceship, like a flying saucer,
okay.
because apparently there have been so many accounts of people seeing flying saucers there in the
Norway.
past.
Wow.
Yeah.
And maybe the saucers are like hiding behind the northern lights or something, you know?
There's all sorts of interesting things
Yeah.
going on in the planet.
And
like-
I wonder which one is true, but also maybe all of it is true.
Well, remember
Yeah.
back in the day, like what happened to the Bermuda Triangle? Is it still swallowing up ships and then planes? and fucking
Oh,
things like that?
yeah.
What happened? Bro, in Ghana, no, they're telling us that's the
What?
Mami Water headquarters. See, bro, like, I was very Christian. My mom used to have me reading all these, like, heaven and hell books. Like people went to
Okay.
fucking heaven and fucking hell, and like they were interesting reads. Like there was this one I read. It was by this Nigerian dude. The title of the book is like Occult Grandmaster Now in Christ.
Whoa.
Yeah, and basically the guy.
How old were you? Okay, anyway.
I was too young for this.
Yeah, like
I used to read and have weird, interesting,
weird-ass
vivid dreams.
Damn.
Because the guy is talking about turning into animals and killing people and sacrifices and going for secret occult meetings on other planets under the sea, like eating human meat and things
Oh my
like
God.
that. Bro, it was very weird. And then they said finally the Holy Spirit arrested him. Charlie, it was an interesting read, but like it's like whoa, all those things that she made me read. When I think about it, I'm like, wow, I wonder what people were on, because stuff like the heaven and hell books,
Yeah.
and it's like when people say maybe they are dying, some people say they get close encounters with heaven, some say they get close encounters with hell, and like every religion has its devotees having encounters and testimonies like this. And so it makes me think that like these concepts of heaven and hell are like maybe the mind's way of like experiencing.
Hey,
fucking
was
bee.
it a bee?
Yeah.
Shit, way to go.
Yeah. And shit.
No. Oh, what were we saying?
Basically like the mind's way of experiencing
Is it a beehive?
no, just a couple of them. Yeah, but basically the mind's way of like experiencing the end, because there are also accounts of people who had close death experiences and said they felt nothing. So I feel like it's people who feel they are not ready to die and
Who
believe in
had
hell, who see
experiences,
hell,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, or actually maybe different things happen to different people. Yeah.
when you're dying, what do you think you see?
Yo, like, okay, well, they say that your whole life flashes before your eyes. Well, I feel like it would be like you start having like a movie of your life play before your eyes. I mean, but other than that, I honestly don't know.
But you also came from nothingness. There was a point you were not here.
Yeah, like, I also, like, when I think of, like, before my life began, I feel like this source of energy, just like this black nothingness and energy, you know? So I feel like that's probably, like, part of what I'm going back into. But I don't know, like, now that I've, like, had a taste of life, like, I love life, actually. Like, even though I'm, like, depressed half the time.
CBDB.
No, like, no, like, trust me, I've been through shit. Like,
No, yeah,
like
but, like,
I'm
you've also had
obviously,
fun.
like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm, like, obviously, we're all privileged in some way. Why are you laughing?
Lovely the thing.
Huh? No,
It's not just me,
Okay.
you too.
Okay, no, but you also have privileges in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah. I was born a man.
We both have privileges.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like, honestly, most of the turmoil I've been through in life is like mental, like people being like abusive towards me and stuff. Yeah.
And we tend to like underestimate the effect that has on a person,
Exactly,
especially
yeah.
in this side of the world. Like,
Exactly. Yeah, like they actually say like when you grow up feeling like an outcast, like that causes like kind of the same level of trauma for people who grew up in a war zone, you know, because you're like constantly like on edge, you know. I'm not sure if it's the same level. I don't know if I would put it like that, but you know, it's like a similar.
For real, I get you, cause for me, everything I do now as an artist, like the poetry, it all first started like as a coping mechanism for dealing with trauma when I was a child. Like at the point when I was very suicidal, because of like my parents' divorce, and then like it was very weird and traumatizing time, and it was a lot for me. And I don't remember the very first poem I wrote, but I remember the situation. And that day, before taking up a pen to write, I had picked up a knife and I wrote, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. It was like, wow.
It really is like that a lot of the time. Like there's so many different alternatives of what you could do, and I guess like the healthiest coping mechanism is like creating art, you know.
True, but my thing is, a coping mechanism is a coping mechanism. It's not like a fix. It's not a cure.
No, that's so true. Like
At a point, you need to
like
find
yeah,
relief, like something permanent.
I even have a poem that is like pain tucked between poetic rhymes and satisfying lines or something is still pain.
Yeah, it's
You
still
know,
there.
like you can't hide it from yourself. The last time you said that you wanted to
that's
play with our
yeah,
minds
that's
a
what we
bit.
did.
Oh,
Yeah, the stories.
Oh,
Basically,
okay.
we found a nice way to go into it.
okay,
Shit.
nice. Okay, I was like, is he gonna like hypnotize us or something?
Hey, no, hey, please. My parents
Yeah.
have not reached there.
Okay.
Yeah, my parents have not reached there. But like, yeah, the whole idea that like human beings are in fact capable of all becoming like one divine mental consciousness. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever like tried astral projection before, or
No, but
felt like you've
honestly, my dreams are so like messed
Lucid.
up and intense that like I don't know if I want to go there. And honestly, like I feel like some people say it as like, oh, fun, let's astral project, but like you don't know what you're gonna come back with, you know?
Oh, I mean, there's like steps and processes. If you
Okay. And have you ever tried it?
for a while,
Were you successful?
yeah. Then I decided I was like, fuck.
And
This
what
shit.
was it like?
It was scary as fuck.
Yeah.
It's fun and it's scary. Like it depends on what you do. Like it's an interesting experience.
Where did you go? Or is it personal?
Oh, I don't mind smoking. Like I was fought by one motherfucker be like that inside my house.
Oh shit.
So the last time I ever had like an out of body experience was like during the pandemic, and I was irreligious then, but like COVID really made me really like say like a big fuck you to God, like whoever that is. And like it was a time when my mental health was horrible. I was having like weird lucid dreams. I dream and then I feel myself come out and then like see myself floating through different planes, experiencing different emotions. And at a point I start hyperventilating where I can't breathe, and then I have to wake up and teach myself how to breathe, and now slowly teach my body how to live again. It was scary, but like I really didn't give a fuck then. I was very, very depressed and like ready to I didn't care. But then in that moment, one time before going to bed, I was just thinking about how fucked up existence is, and it's like, and then there's all these gods there fighting over who is the one true God, expecting who and who to worship who.
And don't you think it's all the same person?
But that's the same person, 10,000 different people. Like, I was just there and I was like, you know what, like, fuck you. Like, I have a list of things. Whoever can answer them, like, I will devote my life to becoming that person's priest. I was just like, yeah, like, just let the pandemic go. And when that happens too, there's some things. There were some wars I wanted to end. I wanted capitalism to end. And I wanted like one day, like the whole white people would just like give all black people money back for like reparations. Like you just wake up and then they are talking about it. We are giving everybody. That was it. So I had like these things on my list, and like nothing happened. So that's the challenge I treat. That like if any of you are real, do this and let me see. Me, I'll devote like the rest of my existence.
That's how it, because someone could say, oh, I want a mass genocide.
Yeah, but at least I'm asking for things that are good for humanity.
I know,
if you are God, you
but
should
like,
use your
no,
sense
but I'm
and
saying
see,
if you could do, or if they could do like what you asked for, then they could also do like.
Yeah, so my
some
whole
messed
point
up
is
stuff.
like, if you can't do these things for me, why is it expected of me to worship you? That was just it.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because while I was there, at a point, what happened was the night I said that, when I said this thing, I slept and I had like an interesting out of body experience because I woke up and like I'm in my room and it's like there's this thing struggling with me. I can't see it, but I feel this presence whooping my ass and I'm fighting back. And I knock it up and then I ran out of my room, going to check on my family. I opened my kid brother's room and see he's okay. I'm leaving. I don't close the door and this thing hits me and it's dragging me on the floor. And the whole time, there's a voice in my heart and like my mind saying, like, say in the name of Jesus. Say that, like the Christian programming was kicking in. Know how I am in trouble. They say, call on me and say in the name of Jesus, say in the name of Jesus. And I was like, you know what? No, fuck you.
Oh.
I was like, no, fuck you. Like, who you think say me who? Like, cause I gave you guys a fucking list. I said, do this and then we'll talk. And you want to scare me. If that be the case, carry me go. And then I just stopped struggling with the fucking thing. And then the thing, and that was and then I woke up on my bed and I was sweating.
Wow, I feel like that's a symbol for life.
Yeah, I was sweating.
Yeah.
And then I was sweating. And I went to my brother's room and the door I opened I hadn't closed was the way I had done it when I was out of my body. And I was like, you know what? Fuck shit. Like, I feel like Jacob after he wrestled God.
Yeah, like.
I was like,
wow, so all we had to do was surrender.
yeah, and apparently it's like a phenomenon that happens a lot in like stuff like this. It just manifests for different people differently. The very first time I had like an out of body experience with it like that, when I came out, I felt like I was excited. And I was doing like a little dance in my room, staring at my sleeping body because I was like, yo, I finally did it. Yo, what the fuck? Yeah, it was like around like 6 a.m. in the morning.
Whoa.
And all of a sudden...
Did you take anything to experience that or?
No, it was just like some breathing exercises.
You listened to, okay.
Yeah, some breathing exercises and then some mental exercises. You have to train yourself to be like a conscious sleeper. So how to fall asleep and keep your mind still active, processing data, doing some meditation, chanting some mantras and shit. But there are so many ways. You could use substances. There are rituals you could do to call on like entities to just whoop you out. There's all sorts of things. But me, it was just plain old like exercises and things. And that first day it happened, I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And I was happy. Then all of a sudden I hear two voices behind me taunting me, like an elder man and like an elder woman. And then they're like, Shirley John, like, you think say you've done something, you just come out, okay, if you've not even gone anywhere. If you can't even move from your bed. And I'm trying to turn to see them and I'm frozen. And so I'm hearing these voices.
Lucid dreaming.
Yeah, I'm hearing these voices taunting me while I'm like out of my body, staring at my sleeping body, and I can see my sleeping body actively struggling, hyperventilating. All of a sudden, I just wake up and have to teach myself how to breathe in. I was exhausted. I felt beaten. My body needed to sleep, but I was so scared to close my eyes.
Yeah,
That's the first time.
Go back. Yeah.
That's the first time it happened. And like after that, like I've had like different conversations with different people about their spiritual experiences. There's this Ghanaian diasporan babe that I had a convo with. She was telling me about how she gave her life back to Jesus because she was doing her whole spiritual journey from the diaspora and like was now getting into like African spirituality from there. And I don't know who was who was her shaman or what, but like she's of Akan origin. She was trying to get into Ifa, and I don't know who it was that was directing her. But you know how, especially for like diasporans, there are certain rituals that need to be done because like there's conflict in your bloodline because like black people were raped along the line. Yeah, so like there's certain rituals that need to be done. So sometimes when people are trying to do some of these things without like trained shamans outside of like the diaspora, it's very weird and strange. Yeah, but this girl was trying to do this shit on her own in her room and trying to summon Orishas and shit like that, and calling her ancestors. She had a spiritual attack, like, yeah, and the Christian programming kicked in and she gave into it and said, oh, oh, in the name of Jesus, and she got saved.
Oh, okay.
And so she gave her life back to Christ. And so to her, she feels like these things are like maybe demons or something like that.
But like the way in which you surrendered, maybe her in the name of Jesus was like her form of like surrendering to God.
At the end of the day, there's a surrender, yes. And my whole thing was, within that moment, what I realized was I had discovered something that like most like esoterics and like knowledge seekers take a while to discover, which was I learned to surrender to the God within me and not like this world's definition of a God.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting because African traditional religions recognize this. Like among the others, Mao has 3 personas. So the first one is Mao Sogbolisa. That is Mao as our father and then our mother.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like 2 personalities of a God that is a man and a woman at the same time. And then the second one is Mao Kitikata, the Mao that is here, there, everywhere, protects everything. So like the omnipotence and omniscience of God. And the last one, Mao Esti, that is Mao, the divine like destiny, the spark inside me, inside you, inside each and every one of us, uniting us. And so my whole point was, with my spiritual journey was, I realized that like there's enough power for me and I do not need to be relying on like maybe the Christian God or the Muslim God or other gods, because these gods, from like the astral perspective, these gods exist as entities based on all the faith that has been poured into them over the years. And the faith is like the belief, the idea. So the God is basically like convergence of like the different conscious beliefs, conscious and unconscious beliefs and ideas that the different people that have believed in this have deposited into it. That power of faith is what manifests. So I decided to keep my power to myself, like unplug from, and be like, that's enough. Like,
That's beautiful.
and it's been interesting.
Okay, and I think we have to wrap it up, but I would just ask one more question. So if you could upload one thing or one message to the collective unconscious of the world, what would it be?
I don't know. I don't know.
It can be anything.
No, I really don't know, because it's like, Charlie, it just did, like, at the end of the day, as much as everything matters to us, it's all really just sentimental value. It's not universal. Nothing really matters.
So you would upload nothing.
Yeah, like,
fair
like
enough.
life isn't about us. We are not the main characters. We are just like a tiny minute detail in the plot. Like, life was here before us and will continue after we are gone.
All right, thank you so much.
I've been very morbid of late. Grief.
Hey,
People
I
are
mean,
dying.
I mean, but it's real.
It's real.
So thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. Would you like to promote anything of yours?
Oh man, I'm dying.
You like to promote your colds?
Yeah.
Yeah. Robbed, not sponsored.
Let's get started. Yeah. Just look for my work. Yeah, that's all I can say. Charlie.
Yeah, I'll link.
Yeah, she'll link it.
I'll link. Yeah,
She'll link it.
I'll link it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for tuning into this episode. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, rate, review, and also don't forget to support Doji. I will have all their links down below. And yeah, don't forget to get off the internet and go and play in the